Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Silver and Blood video. So let's talk a little bit more about this game since I have more time to play during the weekend. So hopefully give you guys a little bit of a better beginner's guide. I know I'm a bit late with this particular one, but last week was a very busy week, alright, with plenty of releases with this particular game alongside with you know, a few other games like Uma Musume and Persona 5 The Phantom X. So there was plenty of games that released at the same time. Now Silver and Blood, in my opinion, is probably going to be a very unique one, alright, because it's like fresh. There's basically zero IP carryover, like not like Persona and stuff like that, right? So this is going to be a very interesting fresh new title. So let's talk a little bit more about a couple of things that you want to consider doing right now. So if you guys are not aware, the game gives you quite a number of things that you are able to basically obtain early on. Alright, if you start the game whenever you are, right? So right now, even as of the time of me recording this video, they are giving out 50 free pulls, 10 pulls per day in the new banner, right? So that's going to be for the current banner, not this one, but this particular one, Embrace. You can see this is going to be for the Whispers of the Deep, Jacinta Del Carlo right here, right? So you are going to be able to obtain her. 10 free pulls is going to be quite insane. So hopefully you guys are aware of that, and if you guys want to, now is going to be a very good time to start playing. Now, alongside with that, you also get plenty of free pulls right here. This is going to be all the beginner login rewards. You can see the Inception Ritual, I've already claimed that. And then there's the Crescent Moon Memorial 7-day login. I have already claimed that as well. You get the Crescent Moon as well. This is going to be later. Oh no, this is a specific one that you have to buy the package. But you do get this Clear Fate. Every single chapter that you clear, chapter 2 you clear, you get 10 pulls, chapter 4 you clear 10 pulls, you get 10 pulls for clearing the story. Alright, very generous in that sense, right? 14 days memorial login lobby as well. You're gonna get 2 different scrolls, right? Now, if you guys are wondering why is there 2 different scrolls, this one, the whitish color looking one, is going to be the standard ticket pretty much. This is going to be the red up ticket, right? The red color one. So that's pretty much what it is. And you're also going to get a relatively strong character as well. This is going to be a Bella Slate right here. So she's apparently one of the best tank in the game. Alright, so Bella is going to be one of the better ones as well to obtain. So let's give you guys a better perspective of how you want to progress in this particular game if you are new, right? So what is going to be the first thing that you want to do? Ideally, you get all of these pulls. Should you pull for them? What should you be doing? Now, number one, yes, you should be doing pulls. You should try your best to pull. Now, I've talked about rerolling in a separate video, so if you want to look up that, is going to be a separate video that you can try. Rerolling in this game is going to be a little bit tricky, but other than that, if you are rolling in the banner, right, you are going to basically roll either right now either in the Lamia banner or in the Dal Carlo banner. You can either roll in either one of these depending on who you have or who you want to go for, but the important one is going to be the standard banner, which is this one, right? So this is going to be the so-called standard banner. As you can see, a blue dawn. Now in this particular banner, what is important is you know, this is going to be the one that uses your standard tickets. Now there's going to be 2 methods, or something that a lot of players are going to say is you should not use your gems, or in this particular game is called Moon Tier, right? This particular blood droplets looking thing, you shouldn't use them in the standard banner. Now ideally, I do agree with that to a certain extent, alright? So definitely you should not try to use your Moon Tier in this particular standard banner, because you want to ideally use them in the red up banner. So these are the characters, they are the limited ones, whereas the standard banner do have its own characters right here, and later on you can basically wishlist the characters using this altar system in the specific faction, right? You can choose 5 of each from the Church, Bloodborn, and Kingdom. Now in this game, there's also this particular faction called the Ancestor, alright, which is basically like a pilgrim or the light and dark that you cannot select in the altar. That one is going to be specifically you have to try to obtain from this particular one. Now also, this particular, you can see this particular thing right here. As you are trying to obtain the characters, you can see if you do 150 pulls, you are going to get this particular one, which is a selector, free selector, and at 300 times, you're going to get one more selector, and after you do 450 times in this particular standard banner, you will be getting one more Ancestor selector. Alright, these are all the Ancestor, the highest rarity characters in the game. So I will talk about that separately, but for now, you ideally want to roll in this particular video, and here's the thing that you need to be wary of, right? In this particular banner, the standard banner, wish list is going to be important, and this is going to be the key of you to obtain dupes, alright? So dupes are going to be important in this game, and this is going to be something that a lot of players might not be aware of. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So the game seems really generous. However, if you go and pull for every single character, then you're going to be in a big problem. So let's talk a little bit more about how the system works, right? So this game has a synchro slot system if you guys play Nikke or like whatever system that the other AFK game uses. Alright, in this game it's called Transfusion. So basically you put 5 characters right here in the top slot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then you have the other characters right here that you put at the bottom, and then you can unlock more slots. It's going to cost 500 of this premium currency, the moon tiers. Very expensive in my opinion, right? You can do that to unlock more slots, but what will happen is the characters at the bottom that you put there will follow the lowest level of the character, the 5 characters that you put at the top. So here's the thing, right? The problem right now is that a lot of new players will run into, right? Especially if you're free to play. So the SSR characters, right now you can see. So I have this Incendiary Agares. I rolled for him on day 1. Now the problem is, if you don't have dupes for them, they can only go up to level 80. As you can see, I can only level him up to level 80. I cannot level him up further. Alright, so if I want to try to level him up further, I will need to obtain dupes for him. However, right, the SR characters, in this case, let's show you guys. So this is going to be the SR characters. Iona, right? You can see right here, she can go up to level 160, right? So that is going to be one of the key things that a lot of new players need to be wary about. So because she can go up to level 160, it is recommended to build your SR characters and level them up first. So the transfusion right here, the top 5 characters on top is going to be your SR characters. Alright, that level 160 is going to be, that's the level 160 gate, right? Or 160 wall if you guys play Nikke. Basically, you're gonna get blocked in that particular site. But you know, once you are able to get multiple dupes for SSR, then you can now go beyond 160. So the thing is, with the, right here you can see again, with the SR characters, alright, you can only dupe them 2 times. So right now you can see, right, the dupe system is called Spirit Siphon. So you can see these 2 red circles. So let me see if I can do it for is there any other SR that I haven't do? Okay, right here. So let's use this SR right here, Baphomet, right? So if I try to basically do this, so you can see right here 2 out of 1. If I do this, alright, so this is dupe number 1, alright, and then I can go up to 120, and then dupe number 2, 160. Right, so that's going to be how it is. So 160 is going to be how it is. That's going to be the level cap. So ideally, early on, you want to level up the SR characters. You have 5 SR characters, so that all the SSR at the bottom that you want to put SSR at the bottom in that case, can go higher than level 80. If not, the level 80 is going to be, you're going to get stuck there, right? At the level 80, you want to level up more to get more stats to be able to progress in everything, right? Now, that is where dupes come in. So for SSR in this game, right, if you guys are not aware, SSR in this game can go beyond level 160, alright, because you can get 3 dupes right here. You can see right here, right, there's 3 dots. So first dupe will go up to 120, second dupe will go up to 160, and the third dupe will go up to level 200. Alright, so basically you're trying to try your best, your objective early on, especially in the, I would say in the first couple of months of playing the game, right? Your objective, your focus is to get as many dupe SSRs as you can. Hopefully get 5 with 3 copies. Alright, so similar to Nikke in that particular case, limit break 3. So that is going to be the objective. I think hopefully you guys are aware of that now. So that's why you want to take advantage of this particular system. Alright, the wish list system, the Alta right here. Okay, so you want to select the characters that you already have. Alright, you can see right here I'm selecting the characters that I already own, that I already have. One very good choice for a lot of new players to select is Bella, because you get 1 Bella for free, right? So getting 3 more copies of Bella is going to be much easier compared to a lot of other characters. So you remember, you're going to need to own 5 characters that have 3 copies each. So that means 4 copies each, right? 1 main copy and 3 additional copies. That can take a while, all right? Depending, I don't know like how long some people will get stuck. If you don't plan carefully, you might get stuck here for a year or even 2 years even, right? As someone that plays Nikkei, I've seen some players, because they are not aware of this 160 gate, right? They basically get stuck here for a while, right? So it can go on for months, it can go on for years if you're not planning carefully. So take advantage of that. So 2 important things that you want to do. Number 1 is the wishlist system here. It's called the Alta system. Take advantage of this, try to select dupes. Number 2 is going to be the selector. Alright, again I mentioned, you already got 1 selector in 150, and then you get 1 more selector in 300. These 2 selector, I would highly advise you guys to not use it yet. Alright, if you guys know how painful the experience is getting stuck because you cannot progress in the story, that's going to be how it is in this particular game. I have already gotten the selector right here. As you can see, it is going to be right here. Which one is it? It is going to be this one, right? So as you can see, I still have not yet used it. I would highly recommend you to use this last to be the last dupe that you can get to bypass the 160 gate or the 160, you know, the wall, the gate, or whatever you want to call that, right? So hopefully, you know, if you haven't used it, use it. If you have already used it, don't worry about it, right? You get 2, right? Like, I hope that at least you use the first one, you haven't used the second one, hopefully, right? So this is going to be very, very important. Now, one more strategy that you can also do, right, is you can try to not be greedy, try not to pull for every character. Instead of trying to pull for both Lamia and Dalcarlo, you can also try to get more copies of either one, depending on which one you have. So let's say you got 1 copy of Lamia already. You should try to go in and try to get more copies of her. Hopefully, you can get more copies of her, and that way you're going to be able to put the 5 characters in the what is it called? I'm so used to the name synchro slot in the transfusion, right? So that's also going to be something that you can consider doing. So that's going to be the number 1 thing that you gotta pay attention to, how this 160 gate works in this particular game. Again, some of you guys might not be playing Nikkei, like, because I play Nikkei and any of the AFK games, right? AFK Journey, AFK Arena. There's a lot of games that use this system, Starseeds, Esnia Trigger as well. So make sure you guys are aware of that. So one more thing, a mistake that I've done, right? So hopefully, I hope you guys are aware of this as well. Story, very, very important. Push as far as you can. The story in this game is called Threads of Fate, right? Thread of Fate. So you can see right here, I have pushed to chapter 7. I haven't really been pushing much actually, right? So right now, let me show you guys why you want to be pushing the story. Is very, very important. Okay, so if you guys are not aware already, so stories are going to give you more rewards that you can get every single day from your what is that? From your that pool of blood thing. That's going to give you resources. It's going to be very, very important. So the more you can get, the further you can push in story, the more resources you are going to get in return. So that's going to be very, very important. I feel like, again, this advice is going to feel very, very familiar if you play Nikkei, but if you don't, some of you guys might not. So you can see right here, right, these 5 things right here. So now I level up my Moonlight Fate up. So you can see every minute I'm going to get 157 more, 5 more gold compared to 152. I'm going to get more of this material, which will require for me to level up my characters. 874 to 935 per minute, that is a lot, right? 96 to 102, and then the last one is 25. Now, every 5 nodes of story that you push through, alright, you are going to basically get this thing and will level up the fate or whatever that thing is called, right? So that's going to be very, very important. Now the story is divided into 2 segments. One is the normal one is the hard one. So you can do either one, so make sure you push both. This is going to be very, very important. Try to push as far as you can when you have the time, because the further you go, the more rewards you are going to get every single day, and that reward scales off right here in this particular thing, right? So as you can see, the ritual time, all of this scaling right here is going to be determining how fast you can level up, etc. So hopefully you are trying to level up fast to get more stats to be able to push in story. It is always going to be in proportion. So as you can see, you can collect all of this, right? And then you can also do an extra sermon, which is free once per day. Alright, you can see 11 attempts. Now if you want to, you can also use more, but as you can see, it's going to cost premium currency. I don't recommend doing that if you are free to play. I'm free to play currently in my current account, so that's going to be what it is. So just use that as it is. So that's going to be very, very important. So one more thing that like a big mistake that I see a lot of players might be doing. Alright, so this is going to be something that's very, very important, and I think it's worth talking about, is going to be for the friendship points. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about two things, right, that some players might overlook in the other games, because some of you guys might be playing other gacha games. You might be coming to this game thinking it's going to be less important. Now, friend system is very important in this game. I'll explain why. So in this particular embrace, so let's go to this particular one. So as you can see, there's this particular red up banner. Right now we have two red up banner, right? So one for Dark Color, one for, again, this particular Lamia. And then we got a Blue Dawn is a standard banner. And then you have a paid banner. So this one is only if you are paid to win. And then there's one more called the Celestial Concerto. You can see above my head this 88 right there. That is going to be what you can obtain from the friendship, alright? Dust Veil Ribbon. Now this thing is going to be very, very important because, again, right, because of how important dupes are, you want to try to add as many friends as you can. If I go to details right here, the friendship points, this particular banner, you cannot obtain the ancestor rarity characters, but you can obtain everything else right here, right? So you can see the drop rate is going to be a bit less, it's 2%, alright, as opposed to every other banner, which is 4%. Alright, every other banner is 4%, so the friendship banner is 2%. So keep that in mind, right? So because it's 2%, that means it is going to be the rates are a bit lesser, but still it's free, right? So all you gotta do is add friends. So you click on this one. These are all going to be your friends. Like, I'll be honest, if you see somebody that's like 2 days inactive, just remove them, right? Let's say this guy is 1 day inactive. I'm not sure if he's still playing. You can just delete. Very, very easy to do. You can just go to the search, and then you can press this. There's a refresh button under my face cam. You can click on this. You can just request all, right? And then try to add as many active friends as you can. Alright, that's going to be very, very important. So hopefully you guys are aware of that. One more thing is clan in this particular game. Very important as well. I will show you guys why. So we don't have clan hunt available yet, but you can see for the clan sign in, this is not my clan, by the way. I'm just joining some random clan called Losers. A bunch of losers, right? So clan sign in, as you can see, even for clans, you get this is like a free additional sign in or login system that gives you, alright, all of these resources. You get 50 gems right here, 50 diamonds, and 100 right here, 150 over the course of 7 days. So 1 week you get 150. So that's like 700. Wait, 150. 600 per month, right? So essentially this is going to be 600 premium currency per month just by signing in, right? Not counting like the stuff that you're required to do, right? In the clan hunt, I don't know what this is going to be yet. There's also clan shop that you can buy stuff as well. But ideally, try to join the clan as soon as you can. The sooner you can do this sign in, the more stuff you are able to get. Same goes for the friendship as well, right? So very, very important. Now, one more thing that I figured I'll mention as well is going to be for the PvP that I hope. I know when it comes to PvP, it's a little bit more controversial because some players just generally hate PvP. I get it, right? But in this particular game, you are encouraged to do it whether you win or you lose. Now let me explain why again. So it's called Blood Arena. So there's two forms of PvP. I haven't unlocked this particular one. I don't know how that one is going to be. But this one, you can basically do this. So it doesn't matter if you win or you lose. You should be doing this because there's a PvP shop that allows you to buy a specific character called Pavana. And every time you win a battle, that's going to give you this particular currency, right? The Mark of Bravery. So you just need to do PvP 3 times per day. And then you can get a free character right here, Pavana. I would highly advise you guys to do it. I don't know how strong she is. I heard that she might be actually pretty strong or pretty broken. But PvP in this game is pretty straightforward. You just find somebody that's preferable. There's some bots as well, right? That you can try to attack if you are really, really scared of losing. But that's going to be what it is, right? You just go in 3 times a day. It's pretty fast, pretty straightforward. You don't have to manual. You just need to auto. So that's going to be what it is. So again, pretty simple, easy and fast forward. I don't think there's any complications right here. Right, so you just go in and do the things, and then that's going to be the last one. Okay, so we got the final glow. Alright, as you can see, we got 160, and then the points go up and stuff. But that's going to be the reward. So hopefully you guys are aware of that. That's going to be very, very important. I figured I mentioned that because a lot of people, I don't know why, like to avoid PvP. I get it because you don't want to lose and stuff. But in this game, win or lose, just get the points. That's going to be what's important. You are not trying to get the premium currency, but there's a character literally that you can buy. And that character, from what I gather, is going to be quite helpful in PvE as well, right? So with that, all of that out of the way, I think those are going to be the most important one, right? I'm pretty sure I've covered all of the important factors. Oh, let's talk a little bit more about this. So similar to Nikkei, this game has this particular thing called the molds, right? So it's this thing right here. So you can see this particular thing. So one thing is called perfect shard. One more is called the rare shard. Now, the game gives you a little bit of fragments here and there, right? So every 50 of the perfect shard, you can open one of these. This is going to guarantee you an SSR character. Now, it is going to be random though. Now, again, there's two types. One is the perfect shard. One is going to be the rare shard, as you can see right here. So again, the rare shard and the perfect shard, right? The rare shard is less valuable because you can see there's a high chance to get the SR character. So in the loot, so I calculated is 21% for SSR, and the rest is going to be the SR, right? I think like 80% SR. So that's going to be what it is. But in this case, you can see perfect shard is going to be what you want to try to obtain, right? Now these two items can be obtained from the general store. All right, let me see if I can go there. So the general, not the general store. I mean I think the currency that you use for pools, right? So let me just buy this first. This is the general store, alright? You can buy that once per day. So this particular one, so you can see this currency above my head. Every time you do pulls, you're going to get some spirit scrap from dupes, alright? So and then there's this perfect shard. I feel like the only thing that's worth buying is going to be this one. Now if you want to buy a lot of this, right, as you can see, I could basically buy 10 of these, alright, just to get, actually let me buy 9 of that. So just so that I can open 2 of the perfect shards, right? I can show you guys it's going to guarantee. Now the rest of this I don't think is worth it, but for now, early on especially, maybe later on you can get some of these other items, but early on, because we need a lot of dupes like I mentioned earlier, the perfect shard is going to be what's important, right? So alongside with that, all of these other shops, you know, you can get some special spirits here and there. This one is the PvP shop. And this is going to be the clan shop, which I'll probably make a separate video once that clan thing comes out. With that, let's do this one. Let's open it up and see who we'll get. Can I get a dupe or not? Okay. I can't believe I got Acapella. So Acapella is one of the more meta characters. I'm quite surprised. Okay, that's going to be very, very interesting. So 1 copy of Acapella, and let's see who is going to be the other one. Oh, nice. Nice. Hati is good because I already have her. So 1 copy of Hati, so I get dupe. So that's going to make the process a lot easier. Okay, very, very good. Also, one more thing that I kind of want to mention as well. You might have all of these things laying in your inventory, right? So this is going to be the one that gives you the goal, alright? You can see the 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 8 hour. So what is this? This, the 24 hour or all of these things scales off your current ritual time level, or whatever this thing called, like the tribute ritual time level. So it scales off this thing. So my advice is to not open them and try to push in the story as far as you can. Maybe you get stuck, you want to open a little bit to level up, to get more materials to level up, then sure you can do it, right? But if you open them at like level 10, for example, right? The amount of resource that you get is going to be way less compared to when this thing is level 50, for example. So hopefully that makes sense, right? It's going to scale off in proportion to all of this. So make sure you guys are aware of that, similar to Nikkei in that particular case. Alright, last but not least, let's talk a little bit more about team building. Alright, so this is going to be how it is. Let's see if I can find, I believe, this particular one, right? So currently there's also tower content in this particular game. Hopefully I'll show you guys how do you build a team, etc, etc. hopefully give you guys a rough idea. So I'm not going to cover into the meta characters etc whatsoever, but you know, pretty much all the ancestral characters are kind of strong, kind of broken. Generally, you want to have like at least one healer in your team, alright? So right now, the one of the better SSR healer is going to be this particular character right here. Starry-eyed Iona. Alright, she's going to be very, very good. She has a 3-cost ultimate that can give you a shield. Alright, very, very strong in that particular regards. Alright, if you don't have her and you somewhat have Seth, Seth is also going to be very good. She can also heal. But apparently Starry-eyed Iona is a little bit better in PvE. So that's going to be how it is. You're also going to have some of the other characters as well, right? So ideally, you want to have one healer, preferably one tank. And then you can have one backline, either a ranger or a sorcerer, right? So in this case, I managed to obtain Incendiary Agares. Again, some of you guys might have a different team, right? And then you can have, ideally, I would say 2 tank, 1 warrior is going to be the optimal one, right? So, but that one is going to be dependent on the team as a whole. The important one is going to be each team is going to require a specific moon to be able to give them, to be able to have all of this, right? Every character is going to have the specific moon to them. For example, this girl right here, she is going to be a new moon, right? So she's going to be the small one. And then for my Incendiary Agares, this character is a full moon, alright? And then let's see, my Hati right here is also a crescent moon, right? So you want to have at least one of each in your team so that you can do the full moon awakening during that period. That's like a full burst in Nikkei. You get 25% increased damage if I'm not mistaken, and you get like more cost regen as well. So let me show you guys. I'm pretty sure if you play through the tutorial, you will know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put a ×1 speed. So right now you can see right here, each ability has its cost. I'm going to use the healer first. I'm going to do this. Okay. So now you can see I've activated one of that. Now I'm going to use Incendiary Agares. So he's full moon. And then now if I activate one more, the crescent moon, alright, I will be able to activate this special condition. Now you can see all my costs are reduced by 2, right? And I also have a little bit of a faster regen, and I can do a little bit more damage in this particular phase. Alright, it lasts for about 10 seconds. After that it ends, and then you gotta reactivate it again. So that's how you want to build teams generally in this game. Make sure they have one of each of the moons. That's going to determine your burst 1, burst 2, burst 3 in Nikkei pretty much, right? You want to have the full burst. I guess this tower I can't really beat because this is going to be too strong for me, right? So that's going to be pretty much it. So yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys are able to enjoy the game. I do think that the game is pretty free to play friendly. I've seen a lot of people saying that this game is a little bit pay to win, but I don't think so, right? I can see why some people say that, because occasionally when you're playing the game, you will see some pop up in your face and oh, $3 package, buy now, right? Sometimes I see that, alright? It can be a little bit annoying, I get it. But other than that, I don't think the game is pay to win at all. So far, I've never bought any packages yet. I intend to stay that way. Oh yeah, let's briefly talk about the event. I think that's going to be very, very important. And I think most events are going to fall into this format. I think this is going to be very important as well for new players. So events, you want to do the events. Right now, there's 2 events going on. So event is going to be divided into normal and hard. So you can see normal right here. Okay, so you want to beat normal. Alright, and then you beat as far as you can. And then there's the nightmare mode, right? So once you beat normal, then you unlock the nightmare. So notice some stage you can see the quick battle right there, right? So you gotta beat some of those stages and then you can do quick battle. So this thing above my head right here, this 5 out of 5, you will get 5 keys or whatever it's called, right? 5 of these things, daily clearance attempts will be given to you every single day when there's an event. So you want to use them as much as you can. So what you do is, you want to clear as far as you can, right, into the normal and then into the nightmare. But let's say you cannot clear the hardest battle, right? So you can't clear all the way to Nightmare 1-12. You're stuck right here in Nightmare 1-4. You can beat 1-4 or 1-2 depending on which one, and then you can clear battle, right? You can press the quick clear. Alright, so what you do is they are going to give you all of this event currency. Very, very important. So some characters will give you bonuses. Alright, so choose the lineup with the highest bonus from the current inbuilt vessels. They will give you the bonuses right here you can see 80%, right? You are going to get that bonuses to give you more event currency, and you can spend them in the memory shards. I mean, not memory shards. You can spend them in the Moon Dream Journey right here. Alright, you can see you can buy more tries if you want. This is going to cost gems, however. Highly recommend you guys to buy the tickets. Alright, that's going to be the most important one. Alright, so yeah, I would say early on buy the tickets. Both tickets should be purchased, but the priority should be given to the Vestige of Love, because this is going to be the one that gives you the higher rarity or the rate up banners, right? So this one is the standard banner characters, but ideally you want to buy both early on right now. And this is going to be we are at the stage right now where those two are going to be important, right? So that's going to be how it is. With that, I'm going to do one pull before we end the video. Let's see, Dark Hollow, we got the free pull right here. Let's see if we can get her, right? So if you guys haven't seen the animation before, we got 1 hammer, 2 hammer, and if there's a 3 hammer, then you get SSR. But in this particular case, we did not get, there's no fake out in this game. That's just how it is, right? That's how the gacha is. So let me see if I can do one more. Alright, since we got a little bit of tickets, can I get Dark Hollow? Oh I did get one more. Okay, I was not expecting to get, but 4% rates in this particular game, it is pretty high, right? It is pretty high. So let's see who shall this be, and that is going to be. Oh my, I got her. Okay, I got Dark Hollow. Very, very interesting. Apparently, she's the best debuffer in the game. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna end the video right here. Alright, got pretty lucky at the end. That's going to be quite crazy. So yeah, as per usual, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try my best to answer, right? And you know, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know as well in the comment section below. Wow, that's a very, very lucky pull at the end there. Alright, subscribe if you guys have already. Give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.